Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, let me just paint a picture for you. Imagine this. You're standing in Madison Square Garden. It's packed, completely sold out. The lights go down, and there's this hum.
Yeah, that collective buzz.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can almost feel the anticipation building in the air. Everyone's just ready to absolutely lose it for a night because two giants of punk rock are about to hit the stage.
Right. Pure rock and roll energy waiting to explode.
That's basically the scene for today's deep dive. We're getting into the It's a Nice Day to Tour Again concert. This was Billy Idol and Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, Rock and MSG back on August 20th, 2025.
A pretty huge bill.
Huge. And our main source, this really detailed review of that specific night, it kind of zeroes in on this interesting conflict, this tension.
Which is?
Well, was it this, roaring night of true rebellion, the raw punk spirit we expect from these legends? Or was it maybe something else, like a really polished nostalgia trip, cashing in on that whole 80s vibe?
Ah, the classic legacy act dilemma.
Pretty much.
And that's really our mission for you today. We're going to unpack this review, look at all the different observations, even the bits that seem to clash a little.
Yeah, try and figure out why it felt like a double-edged sword, as the review put it.
Exactly. A show that delivered, sure, but maybe left some people wondering. We want to give you the pieces so you can kind of form your own take on it. The line between legacy and, well, innovation. Is it still there?
All right, let's get into it. The night kicks off, 7:30 p.m. sharp. Joan Jett and the Blackhearts hit the stage.
And the review notes, Joan Jett, even at 66, she didn't just walk out there. She strutted like she owned the place.
Total command.
Absolutely. And the crowd just ate it up. Completely embraced her. It's amazing how she still has that raw, unapologetic thing going on after all these years.
Decades.
The review called her 15 songs set a masterclass in raw energy. That's saying something.
It really is. She opened with Victim of Circumstance, then went right into some Runaways classics, Cherry Bomb, You Drive Me Wild.
Anthems. Those aren't just songs. They define something, especially for female rockers.
Totally. And what I thought was interesting, she threw in some surprises too. Covers.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Like Androgynous by The Replacements and Sly and the Family Stone's Everyday People.
Okay. Interesting choices.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps it from being just the greatest hits machine.
Right. Shows maybe a desire to mix it up a bit, which for someone like Joan Jett, that's always a tricky balance,
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
And look, those covers add texture, sure. But the review is pretty clear. The place really caught fire with the big ones.
The signatures.
Yeah. I love rock and roll, Crimson and Clover, Bad Reputation. The review said that's where the real fire was. You could feel that connection, that catharsis from the crowd.
Makes sense. And beyond the songs, the review gives props to her voice, calls it a gravelly force of nature. Still got it.
Apparently so. And the band, Michael McDermott on drums, Hal B. Seltzer on bass, Dougie Needles on guitar got praised too. Super tight, a solid unit behind her.
Sounds like a well-oiled machine then.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
But here's where our source gets a little more critical. A bit thorny, actually.
Okay.
Despite all that energy, the tight band, some songs, especially I Love Rock and Roll, apparently felt a bit on autopilot.
Autopilot. Huh. What does that even mean in this context? Especially for Joan Jett.
Well, see, the review asks this really pointed question. Is Joan Jett still a badass? And the answer is emphatically yes, of course.
Right.
But it then asks, is she still pushing boundaries in 2025? And there, the reviewer wasn't so convinced.
Okay. I see.
For a punk icon, right. Someone whose whole career was built on shaking things up, not playing it safe.
Yeah.
The idea that parts of the show felt routine, well, that hits different.
Yeah, it kind of clashes with the punk ethos itself.
Exactly. It gets to the heart of the problem for any legendary artist, really. How do you give people the hits they paid big money to hear, the songs they love, but also keep it fresh and, well, rebellious for yourself, especially when the audience mainly wants to relive their memories with your music?
That's a really tough spot to be in. A tightrope walk, like you said.
Totally. Okay, so let's shift gears. 9 o'clock hits. Main event time. Billy Idol.
Just about to turn 70, believe it or not. And he comes out, signatures, sneer, fist pumping, all that energy. Pure Billy Idol.
Can't mistake it.
Okay.
And he's got his longtime guy, Steve Stevens, on guitar.
Legendary in his own right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Plus Stephen McGrath on bass, Eric Eldenius on drums, Billy Morrison on guitar. Solid band.
And interestingly, right off the bat, Billy opens with new material, Still Dancing, from his new album, Dream Into It.
Bold move. The review actually said it brought this electric energy right from the start. A statement piece, maybe? I'm still creating.
Yeah. Definitely sends that message. And his set, like 100 minutes long, was described as a roller coaster.
Lots of classics in there, I see.
Oh, yeah. Cradle of Love, Flesh for Fantasy, Eyes Without a Face, and naturally, a blistering rebel yell.
Had to be. Vic, that lit the place up.
According to the source, absolutely ignited the whole arena. He clearly still knows how to work a stadium crowd.
Yeah, the reviewer calls him a freak of nature. Still got the swagger, the snarl, even mentioned his abs. At nearly 70.
Wow, okay.
That is nice.
Impressive vitality.
Incredible showmanship. And speaking of vital, Steve Stevens. Apparently just on fire.
The guitar solos.
Yeah, specifically mentioned as Shredfest before Money Money. Just captivating stuff. Their chemistry is clearly still there.
Nice. Now, something else caught my eye in the review, an unexpected cover.
Oh, who did he cover?
The Rolling Stones. A jaw-dropping version of Gimme Shelter.
Whoa, okay. That's ambitious.
Totally. But get this. The absolute standout moment, the thing that gave the reviewer chills, was the backup singer, Jessica Childress. Her vocals on that track were apparently phenomenal.
That's great. Shows that even within a big rock show, there can be these unexpected moments of brilliance from others, too.
Exactly. Freshness. But,
Yeah.
okay, here comes the controversial part of Billy's set, according to the review.
Let me guess. The new album.
You got it. He apparently leaned hard into Dream, into it, played 4 songs from it.
And the crowd.
Mixed reaction. Decidedly mixed. People looked restless, apparently, during some of the mid-tempo new ones, like Too Much Fun and People I Love.
Uh-oh. Not what you want to see.
No, the vibe seemed to be, folks wanted the big hits. They wanted White Wedding, not necessarily newer, less familiar stuff.
Yeah, that really brings up that tension again, doesn't it? People paying, what, $200 a ticket maybe?
Easily. The review mentions upwards of $200 even for nosebleeds.
Right. So what are they paying for? Are they there for an artist to showcase new work, or are they there for the greatest hits live experience?
That's a million-dollar question, isn't it?
It really is. Especially now, with ticket prices being what they are. It feels like the unspoken agreement, the fan contract, is often tilted towards celebrating the past, a shared history.
So when an artist deviates, even for perfectly good artistic reasons,
it can feel like a gamble. It might not be that the new songs are bad at all, just that they don't fit the specific expectation people walked in with, based on the legacy, the price, the whole event. There's this huge pull towards the iconic stuff. Hard to fight that.
And connecting this back to the overall feel of the night, the review mentions another moment, a really emotional one, that kind of underlined that looking back feeling.
What was that?
Guitarist Billy Morrison led this tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, who had recently passed. Big image on the screen, the whole crowd chanting Ozzy, Ozzy, described as a real gut punch moment.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds powerful. And very moving, I'm sure.
Definitely. But the reviewer points out that while beautiful, it also sort of reinforces feeling that the whole show, despite Billy's new songs, was largely a love letter to the past.
I see. So you take Joan's set, which felt maybe a bit safe, hit-focused.
Right.
And then Billy pushing new stuff that didn't fully connect with everyone. And the review's conclusion makes sense. It felt like banking on nostalgia while pretending it's fresh.
That pretending part is harsh, but I get the critique. Like a mismatch between the presentation and parts of the reality.
Exactly. A disconnect somewhere. Okay, so let's talk about value. Because the source brings this up directly.
Yeah, the production itself. Killer, apparently. Big screens, amazing lights, sound that rattles your bones. Everything you'd expect at MSG for artists this big.
Sure, top-tier production. But then, the cost.
Right. Those $200 plus nosebleed tickets. And the reviewer mentions $50 for a t-shirt.
Ouch. That's steep.
So the review basically asks, was it truly worth it? For a show that's described as half greatest hits, half new stuff that doesn't always land.
It's a fair question, especially these days. Concerts are a major expense for most people. You expect killer production at that level, that's almost a given. But if the core product, the set list, feels uneven or doesn't quite deliver on the promise implied by the legacy and the price,
then the overall value proposition gets shaky no matter how good the lights are.
Precisely. It's a calculation fans are definitely making more and more.
Okay, so after all that, the mixed reactions, the new stuff, where'd the night end up? Did it rally?
It sounds like it did. The source says the encore was where things really peaked. Billy Idol comes back out.
And plays
Dancing with Myself. Then Hot in the City. And wraps up with White Wedding.
Ah, there it is. The crowd must have gone insane.
Absolute frenzy, according to a review. Just total eruption. And importantly, it notes Billy's voice held up right through it all.
Good to hear.
Yeah. So when he leaned into those monster anthems, the energy was just undeniable. Joan's set earlier definitely set the stage, primed the pump.
And the encore delivered that payoff everyone was waiting for.
Exactly. A powerful reminder of why they're legends, why those songs hit so hard.
Okay, so wrapping this all up, we land back at that double-edged sword idea. On one side, you've got these absolute icons, Joan Jett, still gritty, still defiant. Billy Idol, pure charisma, larger than life, they can still deliver.
Without a doubt, the review says they're worth seeing live in 2025, period.
But then there's the other edge. That feeling the review captured, that it all felt like a safe bet for promoters repackaging the 80s.
Right. Which leads to that bigger question. Where's the risk? Where's the rebellion that made them legends in the first place?
Yeah, isn't punk supposed to be about not being safe? About pushing back?
That's the core of it. So when a show by artists like these feels more like a really well-done nostalgia trip, even a great one, it does make you wonder about that original spirit. It's kind of the paradox of punk icons becoming, well, institutions.
So we've laid out the different sides here, the energy, the legends, but also the questions about predictability, the new material, the value. Based on this review of the It's a Nice Day To Tour Again concert now, we put it to you, the listener. For you, reflecting on all this, would that night have felt epic? Or maybe a little overrated?
Yeah, where would you land on that? And maybe take it one step further, just something to think about after this. How do legendary artists manage these long careers? Especially when their fame is so tied to a specific time, a specific sound.
That balancing act again.
Exactly. How do you balance wanting to grow, wanting to make new music that feels true to now against this massive weight of your own past and the audience's, deep need for that nostalgic hit?
Right. When does trying new things start to alienate the fans who came for the classics? Make them feel restless, like the review said?
And on the flip side, when does just playing the hits become, well, stagnation?
Yeah.
That feeling of being on autopilot. It's a fascinating tightrope, and it's something artists wrestle with long after the amps are turned off. Definitely food for thought.